today. Indeed, may I ask you, Your Excellency, Wamkele Mene, to take the floor and to share your insights about what you see as the key imperatives on harnessing political commitment to implement the AfCFTA at this particular moment, which is as we are working towards getting out of the COVID-19 pandemic. I thank you. Please, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator, and thank you for your kind words to me personally. It's a pleasure for me to join you and the other panelists. My very sincere apologies. I have to escape in about 10 minutes due to another commitment that I unfortunately am not able to escape. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have this discussion. We are really, truly, as Africa, we are at a moment that could potentially be transformative for Africa's economic development. We have a trade agreement that was negotiated over a period of about 4 to 5 years, a trade agreement whose scope is very comprehensive. It is going to cover trade in goods, trade in services, intellectual property rights, competition, and investment. And our responsibility as the Secretariat is to assist member states in implementing their obligations under the agreement and in fulfilling the objective of the heads of states of ensuring that we have an integrated market in Africa. And today, as things stand, we have out of 55 countries, we have 54 countries that have signed the agreement. We have 28 countries that have ratified the agreement and deposited their instruments of ratification. There may be 4 more instruments of ratification that will be deposited in the near future because we want this agreement in its implementation to be universal within the context of Africa. It is the first time that we have a magnitude of market integration of this magnitude and in such a rapid period of time. And our objectives are simple. One, as I say, market integration in the implementation of the agreement so that we overcome the smallness of our national economies, we overcome challenges related to economies of scale, and that we have ultimately a single rule book for trade and investment. The second objective is to make sure that we are able to expedite the establishment of regional value chains in Africa, that we enhance Africa's industrial development capacity, which in light of COVID-19 has been exposed as relatively weak compared to other regions of the world. It is a long-standing objective of the African Union, and there are various policies that are there to ensure that we take measures to enhance Africa's industrial development capacity. The difference now is that we have a legally binding instrument and that places an obligation on all of us as we implement this agreement to move quickly and to identify regional value chains and to implement those regional value chains, which will open up opportunities for investors, opportunities for investors in Africa and for investors outside of the African continent. And so our mandate as the Secretariat is to ensure that, that the ideals and that are enumerated in the agreement and the objectives of an integrated market are met, and that the systems that we have designed to ensure that we live up to our obligations, such as dispute settlement, to ensure that the dispute settlement or a mechanism of the AfCFTA, that it is operationalized, so that we develop our own jurisprudence over time in Africa, and so that over time we build confidence of our own investors for resolving disputes that are covered by the scope of the agreement. We looked at we looked at various models from around the world for dispute settlement. We looked at various free trade agreements and what they have to say about dispute settlement. We looked at the New York Convention. We looked at ICC rules. We looked at the WTO's understanding on dispute settlement. And we designed what we believe is a world international best practice model for dispute settlement. Of course, the test will be in its application. Of course, the test will be the extent to which we, as African state parties, the extent to which we adhere to its outcomes as a dispute settlement mechanism that we have created. But we believe that it will give investors confidence that Africa is open for business, that Africa is open for investment, and that Africa is committed to resolving disputes that arise out of a trade agreement, resolving those disputes through rules that are predetermined, and that its outcomes will have integrity and binding force. The last observation I would make in the short time that unfortunately I have with you, the last observation is that Africa is on the cusp of certainly on the cusp of achieving something that I think many people never thought would be achievable. We are now going to have, when all countries have ratified the agreement, we will have by far the largest free trade area in the world. And we will have by far the largest combined market, one of the largest combined markets in the world. By 2035, we will have a market of a combined consumer spending and business spending, combined GDP of close to $7 trillion. We have a young, growing population. We have a middle class that is growing with increasing purchasing power. And so Africa is positioning herself as a very compelling investment market, particularly in areas such as e-commerce, which I believe will be discussed today. In very interesting areas such as digital trade, we have an opportunity through this agreement to negotiate disciplines or rules on digital trade that will be forward-looking, that will position Africa very well for the fourth industrial revolution. We will have to address issues such as the Internet of Things, big data, additive printing, and a range of other challenges and disruptors of the fourth industrial revolution. So we are in a very exciting phase in Africa, in the sense that we can have a digital trade platform that is informed by the needs of the modern day economy. And COVID-19 has demonstrated that e-commerce is now at the center of economic activity globally. And we now, as Africans, have an opportunity to embrace these digital platforms to ensure that in the implementation of this agreement, that it is accessible to small, medium enterprises, to the informal sector, as well as to the African multinational corporations. So we have a massive challenge ahead of us, but we see this as an opportunity to enhance Africa's investment climate. So I thank you very much, and my apologies again for not being able to remain with you for the rest of the session. Thank you very much, moderator.